Welcome back to Large Butter Popcorn. We're back again this week to talk about the movies that we saw at the movie theatre. We'll be discussing Hunting Matthew Nichols, the Super Mario Galaxy movie, the drama, and Crash from 1996, which we recently saw at the movies. My name is Freya.
I'm Kalani.
This is Kalani. And yeah, we come together every week just to discuss the movies that we saw at the movie theatre. This is our little podcast.
Large butter popcorn.
Large butter popcorn. What did we watch at home this week outside of the movie theatre?
I know we saw both Green Knight and Don't Worry Darling.
Yeah, both were really good.
Yeah. Really, Green Knight's a really good one. I think if there's ever a re-show in theaters, I definitely like. Honestly, both of these are ones I'm like, oh, this would be nice to see in the theaters. There's a lot of intentionality behind the visuals, I think.
Yeah.
I think Green Knight I ended up giving I think I gave it a 4.5. Cause it stands between 4 and 4.5. And then for me, Don't Worry Darling is dancing between 3.5 and 4. How are you feeling about it?
I think I gave Don't Worry Darling a 4. I was really surprised. I really enjoyed it quite a lot.
I know we there was that whole thing when it came out. There was a lot of back and forth people calling it. Yeah, I just remember there wasn't a good vibe about it, but I ended up enjoying it.
Yeah, I remember I did want to see Don't Worry Darling when it was in the movie theaters. I just didn't get the chance. But yeah, the whole drama surrounding it really ended up taking the spotlight away from the movie, but I really enjoyed the movie. That being said, though, the drama surrounding the movie, to this day, I'm still what actually,
yeah,
I fully don't believe that Harry Styles spit on Chris Pine.
But at the same
time, I'm like, what did happen? What went on? And I rated Green Knight a 4.5. I really enjoyed it.
I love the way it showed
old
magic in that way.
It was really good.
It was just a part of life the same way nature was.
Yeah,
it wasn't anything
I enjoyed it a lot.
It didn't blow people's minds. It's this is magic, huh? Okay, and that experience he had with that one spirit was are you real or a spirit? And
it's what's the difference? Yeah, no, I really enjoyed both of them, and like you're saying, I would really like to see Green Knight at the movie theaters if they ever do a re-showing.
Ooh, you could see in IMAX or Dolby.
If any sort of film club ever shows it, that would be fun to go see.
Yeah.
That being said, I think I think we could just jump right into the movies that we're going to talk about this week, starting with Hunting Matthew Nichols. So, Hunting Matthew Nichols is directed by Markian Tarasuk. And this is his directorial debut, and he also stars as himself in the movie. He's her friend.
The director in the movie is the director of the movie?
Yeah.
Oh.
But also goes by his own name. In
funny.
the movie. It's interesting. And it stars Ryan Alexander McDonald and Miranda McDougall. Those are really the only two other characters that you spend a lot of time with throughout the movie.
Yeah, there's some supporting characters, but it's not a star-studded cast, right?
And I rated it a 2, and Kalani also rated it a 2.
Yeah. We saw this as part of the AMC Scream Unseen.
Yes.
So but we had a pretty good feeling it was probably that. I can't help myself on this little speculation online, seeing what people are thinking it's gonna be. Yeah. Off rip.
It was interesting. It was very much inspired by the Blair Witch Project. So much that this little mockumentary style, found footage style movie even mentions its inspirations in the movie of the Blair Witch Project.
It's it's a documentary. It's filmed as if it's a documentary, and we see it from the perspective of the documentarians. So we get the documentary footage, but we also get the behind the scenes documentary footage, and it's an interesting concept. It's very much with its Blair Witch inspiration on its sleeve.
Yeah.
It's kind of, honestly, sometimes to its detriment a little bit, where, you know, the spectacle, the surprise factor is gone. We know this is a movie.
Yeah.
We absolutely know this is a movie, and we know as we're watching it, something's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah, it's kind of like we discussed like after the movie that it could have maybe worked a lot better as like a limited series rather than a whole movie.
It was almost cut like one.
Yeah, and it was almost cut like one, and yeah, it was not like giving it a 2 rating. It doesn't mean that we didn't enjoy it, because it was fun and it was unique. It was sort of unlike anything I've seen before. It was just the lead up to the big payoff in the movie.
The payoff was pretty solid, though.
No, but I'm saying the lead up to the payoff was a little bit boring.
It was pretty slow.
It really was presented as if it was a real documentary, but it's not. So it's kind of, that part was like a little bit boring at times.
Yeah, I think kind of playing into that, with how slow this movie wanted to be and how it wanted to sit with it, it really is completely on the strength of the actor's performance to kind of carry it in these slower parts. And no, I don't think anyone was like bad in this, but the structure of the movie almost required people to be exceptional. And
yeah, I agree.
I kind of have to kind of interject in there, but like the movie being a bit slow, they pose us some like kind of questions, but I think the whole time I was kind of like, okay, when like almost impatient, like
it's almost you like. Obviously, it being a Scream Unseen showing, you're being like presented with like a horror movie, and you don't really get much of a horror aspect until the last 30 to 20 minutes of the movie.
I'd even say 15.
Yeah. 20, so when like you're being presented with this horror movie, you kind of want the horror to like get into it quickly. You like, even throughout the documentary filming, you don't really get any necessarily like creepy aspects throughout. You get like hints of there's like some sort of supernatural presence, or we didn't even say what the movie, but obviously the movie follows a sister basically on the search for her brother who went missing 20 years ago, or 20 years ago. And yeah, it really follows just like the structure of a regular documentary that you would see about that subject.
We get this little behind the scenes about it, and I think the little story kind of hidden in the behind the scenes is that, you know, it's the story about them investigating the story behind this disappearance, but you know, the little behind the scenes gives us this view that secretly, like, and it's kind of like, I guess this is like the heart of the movie. She's secretly hoping that she's gonna find proof that her brother's alive somehow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is that it's you're going into this to see a horror movie, and it's not a horror movie until the last 20 to 30 minutes of the movie. Yeah,
it's almost like I almost wish it was more schlocky. A little bit, not even like necessarily a jump scare. You know, when the characters are, you know, when I got this thought just now, when the characters are all playing it straight and, you know, they're being themselves, hell, just for us, have something weird going on in the background that the characters just don't catch.
Yeah, it could have done with some more horror aspects throughout the whole movie, rather than just like going full force.
Yeah.
At the last moment, and the last moment like was really fun. It was like a fun little occult, kind of supernatural chills. Horror movie vibe.
Yeah,
but you're just getting full force that in the last 20 minutes, and then the rest it was like an hour and 30 minute movie, and then the rest of the hour and 10 minutes it's boring.
It's one of those ones that I think it's kind of a twofold thing. The fact that we saw it in a Scream Unseen was almost to its detriment, because we're absolutely expecting a horror movie, and its horror aspects are kind of ramped up towards the end, and it's really played pretty straight for the majority of it, like as if it was a real story, and just the idea of it being a horror movie in general, like the genre tag, kind of hurts it, because like, you know, if there's any world where you could watch this completely blind, not knowing it's a horror, you'd probably enjoy it a little bit more. But it's like, not gonna watch this at blind.
But again, going back to like the no real sort of horror aspects throughout the movie until last one. There's a part sort of midway through the movie where they start finding more clues about the brother's disappearance, and they discover a sort of lost videotape that the police were withholding. And they watch it, and it's very clear from the characters' reactions that, oh, this is like a bit of a disturbing tape.
Yeah.
Is that not the perfect time for us to then be shown this creepy tape and then like draw the viewer back in of the horror aspect and be like, oh, there is spooky stuff going on, and then you get more invested. But they kind of just leave it until the end, and then they interject parts of this videotape in with the horror that's actually happening to the characters in the movie. I just don't understand why they didn't show it midway through the movie when the other characters viewed it and we view it with them.
If they want to do that flashing, do those flashes that we see then.
Yeah.
And then from there you give yourself an excuse to interject even just a few more creepier parts into the rest of the movie, where I honestly think maybe this movie would have been elevated if we saw the swatches of footage, from the moment they started watching it to completely throughout towards the end, just while they're doing something mundane, like just show a flash of that, like, oh, this is what they're thinking of. This is what this character's thinking of when they're thinking that their brother could be alive. This shocking footage, because I think that really would have made a difference. Because it's like the story of this movie, like the ideas, the story, I get it in my head. I'm like, this makes sense. I see what they're going for, but in the execution, I'm just like, I really like. My thought is, I wish this was more exciting, and it could. I think it really could have been.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to recommend it because it's there's better movies out there.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. It feels like a very niche. Like for someone to really truly like be like, this is the best movie I've seen.
Yeah.
It's a real niche of even horror fans that would enjoy this, and even so, it's like. I don't know, like it's not good enough of a found footage mockumentary to really warrant like a good review, because like I say, it's not a horror movie for 90% of the movie, and in the last 10% you get like full throttle, and it is scary, but I was engaged in the last 15 minutes. It's just a bit bizarre, like the rest of the movie, how it just doesn't really fall into any kind of horror trope or really offer the viewer anything to like keep them captivated.
Yeah. At the end of the day, the movie does need to be entertaining a bit, and I very much admire. Sometimes when we talk about these movies, we're like, oh, I admire what they're really going for. I really do, but it needed a bit of juice towards the middle. Because at some point, especially in the middle, it's like, are we like, in my head, I'm like, we're really just saying this for like the last 5-10 minutes, huh? Because like we know something's gonna happen. We know, because like you can't just have a movie that's full this. So I really wish there. If I notice the director's name on something else, I'm interested. I'm interested to see how this director grows from here. I'm very much looking forward to their next work.
Yeah, this was like his first work.
This is a good idea.
Oh yeah, it was a good idea. It was interesting, but like not interesting. It's an interesting premise.
Yeah,
it's an interesting premise. I just don't think the execution was done quite as well.
Yeah.
But that being said, it's not worth giving it like
we've seen bad movies.
Yeah, a 0 to 1 star review, because it's not a bad movie.
It's not great.
Yeah.
But it's like it really just comes down to the pacing of this was just too and sometimes the pacing really is everything, because like the performances were serviceable. Like, if we had a world tier performance from everyone, then yeah, this could have been like skyrocket, but like, right, no one, that's not something you can like rely on. I think we just needed a little bit of juice, a little juice in the middle, and it would have really made a difference.
I agree.
Yeah. That's Hunting Matthew Nichols. We rated it 2 out of 5. It's not like we watched like bad movies. This one was just unfortunately a little lean. I I don't use the boring tag too often, but this one was unfortunately a little boring. But it was last 10 minutes when shit hits the fan. That was actually really, really good. This would have like been lower. This would have been like significantly lower if it didn't hit that last 10 minutes as strong as it did. Because like I got like actual goosebumps while I was going towards it. It's like whoa. So if anything, if you really like are one of those people and you're willing to like fast forward through, like watch a movie on like 2 times speed, I could see it for this one and then just enjoy the last bit.
I wouldn't even say that.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, like nobody who's engaging in this is gonna be one of those people who watches movies on 1.5 speed.
I know. I didn't notice it, but the ending was almost worth it.
Next, we're gonna talk about the Super Mario Galaxy movie. This was directed by Aaron Horvath and Michael Jelenic. They also directed, obviously, the first one, and Aaron Horvath also directed the Teen Titans Go movie. I
see the DNA.
Yeah. This movie stars a lot of people: Chris Pratt, Charlie Day, Anya Taylor-Joy, Jack Black, Keegan-Michael Key, Benny Safdie, Donald Glover, Brie Larson, Glenn Powell, Louise Guzman, etc., etc.
Yeah.
I rated it a 2.5 and you rated it a 3.
Yeah. It's not a bad way to spend an hour and a half, right?
Yeah, like literally that's probably the best way to describe it. Is it's watchable, it's funny. I enjoyed my time watching it. I don't regret watching it. I'm not gonna watch it again.
Yeah. The reception online I've seen from a lot of reviewers I trust made me think this was gonna be like frankly like a 1 star, half a star kind of movie, but it's fine. It was about on par with most of the Illumination Pictures movies to me, aside from like some of the Despicable Me's.
Yeah, I didn't really like. I
wasn't offended.
It was the same as the first one, really.
Yeah. It's almost more interesting to talk about the casting in the movie, where I'm fully at this point where like all the celebrity casting in this movie, like, it's for the press tour. Yeah,
it's kind of like they're really just paying for the press tour.
Like, Childish Gambino is Yoshi, so that you can see that Childish Gambino is Yoshi, and he's on the press tour, and it's funny that he's Yoshi. It's not because he gave the most undeniable Yoshi performance.
Yeah, there's no real reason why they need to hire Donald Glover as Yoshi.
He didn't get the check for. He got the check for the press tour, and if you've seen any of the ads, it works.
Yeah, the movie's fun. Like, it's a fun kids movie, and like you were saying, like but from the reviews initially, it sounds like it actually sounded like it was gonna be like one of the worst movies ever, and it was like totally fine. It was totally serviceable. It was a cute little kids movie. It was fun to go see it in like a packed theater.
It's always fun hearing the kids laugh
when the kids are like cracking up and like they're talking. It's fun.
For me, I'd probably say, gamer, like, it's an action comedy. As far as like the action animation was fun, it looked good. I think the animation was like very fluid, very nice. I think most of the jokes landed for me. I'd say like 90% landed for me, and probably like maybe 70% landed for you. Like they're cute. They're cute little jokes. It's like like Yoshi New York bit. That was cute. That was cute.
It was.
There's a lot of cute bits. Are things just happening? Is the plot paper thin? Yeah. But it was fun enough. I really have spent an hour and a half watching worse movies. So.
Yeah, no, really. And like I say, it's not something that I regret watching. I enjoyed my time watching it. And even there was like parts of the animation where it looked spectacular. There was one particular scene where Bowser's doing like a cute little puppet, like sock puppet kind of show. And at some points I was like,
it looked like a real felt puppet.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if like they'd like just use like live action to do this part. No, it was like all fully animated, and it was very, very, it like looked really, really good.
And that moment for a Bowser Jr. security system where it transitioned from like the old style Mario 2D to and to them being 3D, I was like, oh wow, that's super cool. I value that. This looks really cool. I haven't ever seen that before. It entertained me.
And it was very cute that they just like threw in a bunch of like Mario characters and also like other Nintendo properties.
Oh yeah, like this movie is shameless when it comes to all the references.
Cute, though.
I liked it. It was whatever. I enjoyed the shameless references. I'll say, I thought they were laying it on a little thick with the Star Fox stuff.
Yeah,
I'll be honest, they were laying it
cute.
on really thick there. I enjoyed it, but they were like laying on thick, for real. Yeah. Mario movie. There's really not much to say about it. It's cute. I've seen some debate around this opinion, but if you have kids, take them to see it. They will enjoy it. I don't know what kid would not enjoy just seeing a bunch of funny jokes and action in Mario. They're gonna like it.
Yeah, Mario is like one of those properties where like no matter even if the kid has played any Mario games, they've probably done a round or two on Mario Kart, so they're familiar with the characters. You know, we were discussing on the way there, like making kind of jokes about like, oh, what's the next Mario movie gonna be? And we were like, oh, they'll do like a Smash Bros movie, but like
Mario Kart movie.
the Mario Kart movie where it's just Mario Kart Let's Play. But the Smash Bros movie, like once we like move into that territory, like, you know, we're getting to a point where like there's gonna be characters that like the kids and the parents don't really recognize, and that's when like you're gonna lose like some of the, and I mean it could be argued that maybe some people like lose kind of be like what's going on with like the Star Fox inclusion.
I think very well there's kids that don't know Star Fox that are big fans of Star Fox now because of this.
But like that's what I'm saying, like
it works both ways sometimes.
Like at some point when we're just including all these different characters, you know, they might lose interest.
We'll see.
But
because you could always just say no Fire Emblem characters this movie. You could just do that. I love Fire Emblem. You can leave them out for the movie if you want to.
No, they're not gonna do a Smash Brothers.
I know we say that now, but we'll see.
Like you were saying about like the hand. What's the hand character?
Master Hand.
Like they wouldn't include like a omnipotent floating human hand.
I think they would. And then he gets taken out, and then it's crazy and woo.
I like the Pikmin. The Pikmin were on the screen for like literally 5 seconds, but it was cute.
Like honestly, it's. I know it's like shameless with the quick visual gag, quick joke, quick reference. It's puts a little smile on my face.
I also enjoyed the baby Mario character representation.
It was cute.
We got like a flashback from Peach where she was little baby Peach, which is my go-to Mario Kart main. And then we also got.
I'm sad there's no Donkey Kong.
We also got Mario and Luigi babies.
It was cute.
And Toad baby.
Oh yeah.
So it's just.
It's a cute
There's nothing
movie.
more you can say than it's just a serviceable, cute Mario movie.
Like, if you've seen one Illumination Pictures movie, you've seen them all.
And at the end of the day, it's not made for adults to be like, oh, this is amazing. Like, it's made with kids in mind. And I think when adults are watching these movies, they have to keep that in mind.
But then the counterpoint from people is, kids deserve good movies too. This isn't a bad movie. It's not a bad movie.
It's a good movie.
Because it's not as good as fucking Howl's Moving Castle. It's bad. It's fine. It's fine. People are funny. Yeah. Is it as good as Miyazaki? Is it as good as Pixar? No. Is it better than Pout Pout Fish? I'd say yes.
Next, we're going to talk about the drama. And this is directed by Christopher Bogley. Mm-hmm. He's directed like a bunch of other stuff that we've never really heard of, so like we should definitely check it out. He did a few of his movies to the watch list. It stars Zendaya, Robert Pattinson, Alana Haim, Mamadou Athie, and we both rated it a 4.5. Off the bat, love this movie.
Yeah, love this movie. Entertaining, funny.
Yeah, it was really, really good. It deals with a sensitive topic, and it, asks some sort of difficult questions around that topic, and, what it means for your relationships and how the people in your life react to certain stuff from your past.
Things like, can people change?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like
whether you believe that's like a thing
yeah.
or not. Yeah, it's a interesting premise. I kind of just being general. Same way with No Other Choice. I don't know if it's a case of me maturing and having a more broad general scope of the world, but once again, this is a dark comedy that's actually making me laugh.
Yeah,
it's owning that black/dark comedy label where like, oh, this is kind of fucked up, but this is really funny. This is like uncomfortable. This is like, it's also real. It's fun.
Yeah.
In an uncomfortable kind of way. It's good. Yeah. Performances from every main actor.
Yeah.
Solid.
It looked really nice.
Yeah. Oh.
It was fun. It was, just following like a young couple.
Yeah.
It's...
Yeah, a young couple. They're about to be married in the next week. And they one day play a game for another couple where they reveal the darkest secrets, the worst thing they've ever done. And one character's reveal, and at this point, if you know the advertising, Zendaya's character reveals something that really calls into question her character and puts everyone on edge.
It's kind of like, I like that they made the couple British and American, because what Zendaya's character's done is kind of like a real cultural talking point for American culture. And you kind of get that thing from Robin Pattinson's character where he's kind of like having this meltdown about like who he's about to marry, because it's just kind of normalized over here in a way.
Yeah. It's interesting, especially that gives almost, and with a name like Christopher Borgli, it is a bit an outsider's perspective a bit. I'm pretty sure he's not American.
Yeah,
I've looked it up. Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting perspective, and I hadn't even thought about it in the context of our relationship of me being American, you being English.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, even in the theater, like, sometimes I was like, you people are laughing too hard at this stuff. Like, you people are insane. I was, like, scared. The guy sat next to me, I was, like, scared. He was laughing too hard sometimes.
I think me and him would have vibed.
Yeah,
I'm a big laugher if something's funny.
And, like, this guy was oh my god, don't even get me started. This guy next to me was making little quips. At one point, he, like, loudly was like, what the?
I think I would have liked him.
You laughed when he said that.
Oh, yeah,
and
you didn't like that I laughed at it.
Not even that. I just hate people talking. And unfortunately, Kalani is a talker.
Whoa, don't put that on my name. I'm a... What the heck?
Yeah, but even that.
No, don't put that on my name. Don't put that on my name.
But like, yeah, it's like, and like I was.
Hey, you're no angel either.
Everyone was like in the theater. Probably I was the only probably non-American person in this movie theater. I'm like, everyone's laughing a little too hard at some of this.
Ranja, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die had a similar bit on
but like,
school shootings.
But that kind of deals with it in a almost like over the top ridiculous way.
No, this movie.
There's like you can't help but laugh, but this one's kind of very like on the nose.
Yeah.
And makes jokes like just dead on about what the thing that's happening. Like at one point.
Oh yeah, have we said what it is?
At one point.
Let's just say what it is. Yeah.
Zendaya's character didn't do a school shooting but planned to do a school shooting and like didn't follow through on it, and then this is the secret that she tells her friends and her soon-to-be husband, and is like the precipice for the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
But at one point in the movie, there's like a fake out gunshot, and like everyone's like, "Oh my god," laughing, and I'm like, "Everybody get out of this theater!" Like I was like, "It's scary."
I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah. So it's like an interesting like point of view to have this couple be, you know, American and British, because to Robert Pattinson's character, this is something like that's never happened to him. Like he's only ever seen it from the news. Like he's never, you know, been close to it. He's never that similar to me. He's never like met someone or like known someone who's been in the situation where it's like, oh yeah, there was like one time there was like a gun threat on my school.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, there was one time that there was a bomb threat on not my school, but my little brother's school, and everyone got to go home early. Turns out I was just a kid, like, didn't want to go to class and
that's how it goes.
threatened the school. But yeah, like, I like that point of view of the couple being from slightly different cultures, where it's like to see how Robert Pattinson's character reacts.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of like at some point, like despite the fact that the secret that she admits, it happened 15 years ago. He's like, well, is she a psycho? And there's like a funny part during the movie where he starts to remember all the times that she didn't do anything out of the ordinary, but like she was maybe just a bit like angry. Or
it's her violent tendencies.
Yeah, and like starts to be like, oh my god, am I like marrying a psycho?
Mm-hmm.
And then
he's one of those neurotic types.
Yeah.
He's one of those types. Even if he wants to bury a thought deep down, he can't help but think of it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Movies hilarious. Movies intense. Movies anxiety inducing. At multiple points. You're watching Robert Pattinson's character, it's like, oh my god, stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, not to like be like not to like say, oh, everyone's overreacting to this secret that they've told her, but like they low-key kind of are.
Like, you know, it's a plot point. Alanaham's character Rachel basically recalls the time that she locked him possibly mentally handicapped child in a trailer in the middle of the woods while and a citywide search started for him, and she said nothing. And at the same age as Zendaya's character, planned, did what she did, and before Zendaya's character kind of reveals it, she's, oh, I was 15, my frontal lobe was still developing. We are all, we're all, you can't really take anything serious that happens at that age. And then the second Zendaya kind of, once the second she has a bit of proximity to the issue at hand, she's like, you're 15 fucking years old. You're old enough to know better. There's kind of two frames of mind, I think, with processing Zendaya's like character's previous actions, and one's the movie wants us to very much just understand she did mean this for real. She, it's not like it wasn't like she had extraneous circumstances that like nobody's gone through, and it was so bad that like you're meant to sympathize with her necessarily out of sadness. And also at the same time, it's like, were you like really serious, or did you kind of get sucked in sucked into this online community as a form of like validation? Mm-hmm. Because like watching it, I'm watching her characters like, oh, you're like LARPing in like the kind of school shooter space. I see this. I've seen this before, where you're getting validation from this community to kind of like role play as this character, and she kind of gets too into it. Yeah. And the second she's actually staring another human in the face with the reality of what that action means, she does a complete 180. Yeah.
Gets really into like gun activism and
stuff. Maybe out of guilt, but also out of empathy, out of, a lot of kids, frankly, even in middle school, high school age, they just are just looking for a community, and we'll sometimes find it in the wrong places.
Yeah.
We see this with Manosphere. We see this with with sub-communities that aren't as destructive, with like online, like, using like kids get into this emo culture, or like just everything's just finding a place in a niche where you can kind of express yourself and feel accepted. And unfortunately, she found like the worst one.
Yeah.
And like, I've seen that before. We've seen this before. And so watching this, like, even though she does a lot,
and also it was 15 years ago, and she's clearly like a changed person.
Yeah.
And this movie, this is like major spoilers, so like maybe skip if you don't want to hear this.
Yeah, watch the movie first.
Yeah.
Well, if you haven't watched it, watch it.
Or just skip the next like 3 minutes if you don't want to hear this. But the movie does offer you the question of what's worse, planning to do a school shooting on 15 years ago, or kissing another woman on the week of your wedding.
And as you're watching the movie, this answer is actually very obvious, because you'll have a reaction when it happens, like, which one's worse?
Yeah. It was like, I asked myself the question, like, if Kalani, like, if you told me something, like, crazy that you did, sort of, when you were a teenager.
Do you think on it?
And I'd be like, well, I don't really like that, but, it was...
Yeah.
It was 15
Might
years
be
ago.
something crazy. Yeah. You'll think on it. You'll have to take it in.
Or if, you told me that you kissed someone else on the week of our wedding.
Not even... hell, he honestly did a little worse.
Yeah, he did almost fully...
Like, smooched and, like... and started to almost do something.
Initiated sex and then started crying.
Yeah. One of those actions, when you're watching a movie, it's like, oh, why are you doing it? Why are you doing that? It's really bad. It's really bad. It's really bad. That's worse. And the context of this movie, that's worse. Like, don't do that. That's a universally... We have questions on the morality of whether people can change, when things happened 15 years ago. The week before your wedding? What? Hell. 2 days before his wedding.
Yeah.
Dude, what the fuck? Like, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
He was under, like, he was under a lot of stress. He's one of those neurotic types. He thought he was questioning everything he's ever known. So I do sympathize with him. He shouldn't have done that shit. But at the same time, like, he was under a lot of stress. I don't know.
Yeah. It's just... Yeah, and then the whole, like, last ending scene, or,
I
like,
hope
the
they
last...
get back together.
Not even that, like, the last... Well, like, the whole wedding scene, the last, like, sort of 45 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Is just utter chaos.
We actually... I was surprised we actually fast forward past the wedding ceremony.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then straight into, like, the reception.
Like, yeah, the reception, yeah. And it's just, like, utter chaos, from, like... them announcing different people's speeches, and Zendaya's character finding out about Robert Pattinson's character's infidelity.
Yeah, oh man,
it's just utter chaos, and it's one of the
DJ won't shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's such a brilliant it's such a brilliant scene that. It's one of the most recent times, like in recent memory, I can remember cringing so hard that I physically recoil.
And a cringe that
several parts in the scene. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's almost genius in how crazy it makes you feel.
And it's like he's making a complete ass.
Yeah,
looking like such a fucking loser. Oh man, good movie.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant, and I was really, really, really looking forward to this movie, and I'm happy to say it really lived up to what I was expecting.
I'm happy that I enjoyed this movie as much as I did.
And most, like, sort of 9 times out of 10, if we rate something a 4.5, it'll most likely go up to a 5 upon a rewatch.
Yeah, it's like...
It's really feels like a genius movie.
I love this...
up there with, like, No Other Choice kind of genius.
No, I'll say No Other Choice. I thought one might sit as like an all timer for me.
Yeah, that's like I actually like recently moved it into my like top 4 on Letterboxd because it's one of the movies that all I think about.
Like us having been recently married, this movie also like hits, and how their dynamic of being a white British person and a Black American person. Like it's like maybe there's a bit of a internal bias there, but I enjoyed the movie. I love, like, sometimes we talk about the movie saying, oh yeah, I love this movie. I love this movie so much.
Me too. It's definitely stuck in my head since we saw it. We saw it a couple of days ago, and it's definitely stayed in my head since then. There's
a couple of packed weeks coming up movie wise, but like if this is still in theaters and there's a slow week, I'm down to watch it again.
Same. Like I'm like going back to No Other Choice. I'm like actually jealous that you saw it in the movie theaters twice. I was like getting my hair done one day, and Kalani was like, "Oh, I'll go see it again with your sister."
Yeah, it was good.
And now I'm like still jealous that he saw it twice in movie theaters because I wanted to. It's almost.
I should get the Blu-ray.
Again, we need to. Again, up there, this isn't anything to do, but like it's kind of one of those movies that feels so special, and especially in recent memory, like No Other Choice, and I would also say Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. Mm-hmm. That one feels really special, and I'm kind of mad we didn't go see that again in theaters because that just felt so special too.
I know.
And the drama feels like that. It feels in the same sphere of a movie that's really special, and I think will continue to live on and still remain relevant for years to come.
Yeah. Good. Speaking of other things in the movie, good music.
Yep.
Yeah, I was thinking about Robert Pattison's character like dancing after everything fucking went down. He's just dancing to the song that they put on when shit goes down. Good music.
No, that's the song that they said Zendaya's character puts on to annoy Robert Pattinson's character.
Yes.
And he puts it on himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then
I hope they get back to like in the imaginary future. I hope that they get back together.
That's what we're led to believe will happen from the ending scene.
I hope so.
Because like
they care about you, and frankly, what happens in the movie, I consider it in the scope of it was just some fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
they care about each other. They clearly do. They're good for each other. Some fucking bullshit happened the week of, and so fucking stupid shit. So I hope they get back together in my head. Like I know a movie means a lot to me when I think about the future of the movie universe. I'm like, I really hope things work out. Like with Toy Story 1, every time I watch it, I hope when Buzz is trying to soar, when he's trapped in Sid's house, I always hope that it works.
Yeah.
It never does, but
this is like going back to a point that I made about forbidden fruits actually from last episode of like how within like women and girls friendship, like when you have like some sort of disagreement for like the first week or even like days, it's like this is the worst thing in the world and I like hate this person, I never want to talk to them again. And like in forbidden fruits, obviously that feeling ends up being the curse to them all because when they feel this feeling they do a hex to be like you're the snake and something bad's gonna happen. It's kind of similar to this movie where Zendaya tells Alana Haim's character Rachel about what happened, and for like the week leading up to when like she won't talk to her, she's like so mad, and then when like the wedding goes to shit, Alana Haim's character is the one who, in like this little montage of what happens, who ends up stepping up and being like, what the fuck did you do to the person who like causes all this chaos?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the whole thing of, she didn't like her, but she's still gonna step up and like be like, okay, I actually didn't want your wedding to turn out like this.
Yeah.
This is nuts. And like, hopefully you're led to believe that, they kind of make up and they're happy, but who knows? It's just kind of, again, that like thing of like, female friendships of, it's never really, you can work things out and you don't need to like be like, I'm never going to be friends with you again.
Yeah, and the concept of getting back together and female friends, it's like, actually, in regards to my day-to-day life, that shit doesn't really matter, huh?
Yeah.
It really does. Like, it really didn't matter in the end, at the end of the day. And I was talking about the music and the other strength. I really enjoyed the way they showed their internal thoughts as almost in the moment you're like, oh, is that a flashback or is that flash forward?
Yeah.
Sometimes it was a flashback and sometimes it was an imagined scenario. There will be kind of jumped to their internal thoughts.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Some people might feel like that was a bit jarring and maybe sometimes it's meant to be where you're meant to be like, oh, what's happening? Oh, this is fake. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, me too.
I love this movie. I can't wait to watch more of the director's stuff.
Even some of the flashbacks that, was to do with Zendaya's character, it was almost a flashback from Robert Pattinson's point of view of him being like, oh, this is probably what she was like.
Yeah, I really enjoyed
then we have a flashback from Zendaya's sort of memory, and it's like almost similar, but like Robert Pattinson's view is more exaggerated.
Yeah, and on top of all this, the movie's really funny.
Yeah. No, I would.
Really solid movie.
This is our movie of the week. Go see the drama. It's awesome. You'll love it.
Yeah, I honestly, I was worried that there'd be a more, it would be a bit more divisive than it was.
Yeah, me too.
It seems like the reception's been mostly positive from cinephiles online, so I'm glad to see that. Yeah, fun movie. The drama.
All right, so on Saturday, our final movie of this week, we went again to Sunray Cinema to watch a film with Uncomfortable Brunch, and this time around it was Crash from 1996. So this was like a packed theater because Crash is a very popular movie. So it was fun to see. It was fun to see so many people come out to Uncomfortable Brunch this time around. So this movie is directed by David Cronenberg, stars James Spader, Holly Hunter, Elias Curtiz, Deborah Kara Unger, and Rosanna Arquette. And I rated it a 5 this time around, and I believe you haven't re-rated it again, but last time you rated it a 4.
Yeah.
So, starting off, it was awesome to be able to see this movie on a huge screen. We actually only watched this movie a couple of months back.
Maybe 2 months ago.
Yeah, and we really enjoyed it watching it at home.
Saw it on the Criterion Blu-ray.
Yeah. And it was really fun to watch it on the big screen in a cinema filled with people who also enjoyed the movie. I think this movie is perfect. I love, the fetishism points of it. I love the it's just the psychological aspects. It's just so good in the way of like how, some tragedy and, pain can shape the way that your sex is also built. And also the whole thing of like the big climax of a car crash. It's like you're just going along steadily and all of a sudden there's a big bang, and it's very reminiscent with sex.
It's I've really appreciated this over time, this movie, how it really goes into relating how a car crash is similar to sex in the links that characters kind of make between those.
And also the another theme is like the way a car crash molds your body, and having pieces of metal inside you, or like having your autonomy changed. It's all related to like penetration and sex, and that's just really what this movie is about. And obviously it's a little weird because it's David Cronenberg who's directing it.
We saw Videodrome recently.
We did see Videodrome. We discussed that a couple of episodes back.
And the video where it made flesh.
Yeah. It's just all sexy and fetishy, and it's just a fun movie.
This is a movie.
Again, like the guys at Uncomfortable Brunch describe it, car crash isn't fucking. Yeah.
It's it's very apt. They're one in this movie considers them one and the same. This movie is very creative. This is a movie, even on rewatch, I feel always deeply uncomfortable watching this movie in a good way. I always feel deeply uncomfortable watching it. It honestly almost kind of scares me sometimes watching it. The aspect of this movie that almost deals with like addiction in a way. It truly like is one of those movies that portrays kind of like how kind of a scary chasing an addiction and chasing that high, chasing that climax.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like they've had this big, I guess, this like even James Spader's character named James, he has a quote in the movie where he's like, with all this road safety propaganda that you're bombarded with, I'm glad I finally got into an accident. And it's like he finally had this.
It's almost like foreplay.
Yeah, well, he kind of had this crash and this climax, and imagine his adrenaline is pumping, and then it's such a feeling that they then chase this feeling over and over again.
What if every time the only way for you to nut was to risk your life?
Lots of people would do it.
If that was the case, a lot of people would risk it, and it's and for the characters in this movie, that become maybe not the only way they get the best climax. And it becomes them pursuing that, and it's honestly
and then at some point it's just that car crashes and cars and sex become inseparable. And a car that is busted up and damaged is sex. There's several scenes of them sort of like caressing the
what's the character's name? Greasy
Vaughn.
Yeah, he's like, go.
Yeah, like there's scenes where they're like caressing the cars and like the dents in the cars and the lines of the car, and it's pornographic.
He touches the dent from the crash from a car. He's like with two fingers and goes, "This is Vaughn."
Yeah.
And that scene where Vaughn's kind of chasing them and everything. It's filmed like from perspective like a sex scene.
Again, going back.
Teasing.
Yeah, again going back to the what I said of like how for most of the characters it becomes a point where car crash and sex become inseparable. There's a part where James and I think her name's Holly,
the doctor.
Yes. Yeah. Holly are having sex in the back of a car, and James has seen Vaughn's little collection of pictures and sees that he has pictures of their previous sexual escapade, and he sort of questions her about it. He's like, all these people that you have sex with in the car, do you imagine that Vaughn's taking pictures of you? And she's like, well, yeah, I see it as a car accident in itself.
Yeah, this movie...
Like, so that's like literally like she can't see the difference between a car crash and just having sex with someone, despite the fact that their sex, even though it's in the back of a car, is fairly normal.
Yeah, she
views it as like a vehicular accident because they're in a car.
This movie is one of those ones that fully achieves what it wants to do. In its entirety. Yeah,
I think it's awesome. I think it's so cool.
I think it's interesting. I think it's unique. I think it's special. I think it makes me so deeply uncomfortable because I'm like, man, I would be so scared if this became my reality.
Yeah. even down to the end where, the James does have like a sort of more of like a long-time partner, but obviously they don't participate in monogamy. They're like very...
Are they married?
I don't know if they're married.
She's wearing a ring.
Yeah.
I noticed this time around. She's wearing like a ring on her ring. Yeah. But
I'm not sure if they're married or if they're just like long-term partners.
It's almost irrelevant.
Yeah. But obviously they're very open in their relationship, so they both, happily participate and share their experiences with each other of their sexual experiences with other people. But it's kind of like they're still at the end of they're like devoted to each other to the point where he's like chasing his partner at the end of the movie, and he causes her basically to get into this question. It's like even though they're not in this like monogamous relationship, she's still kind of like devoted to him in the fact that she wants to share in this experience of him being physically harmed and changed by a car, because when she gets in the crash and he like crawls down and he's like, oh, are you hurt? She's like, no, I think I'm all right. But that's a bad thing. She's like crying, and he's like, oh, well, maybe next time. It'll happen next time. So she wants to share in this experience that he has of being physically changed by the car.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's like deeply uncomfortable to me.
Yeah.
Like, man,
I think
I love you so much.
Yeah.
like, oh, man, I'd be similar. Like, oh
yeah,
man.
I think the ending is just kind of like a show of their devotion for each other.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a special movie. It's a special movie. Makes me. I think it will make me uncomfortable to watch it till the end of time, but I think it's special. I think it does what it wants to do. I think it's very apt someone that really has something dialed in about sex, because at the end of the day, it's a movie about sex, and it does a masterful job of interpreting it in the context of a car crash specifically, and it's special. Yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah, so those are the movies we've seen.
What are we gonna see
for the week? What we will see for the next week. Now, next week it's looking potentially packed with a kind of a shit ton of releases. Going down what may be releasing, what we were thinking of seeing. There's Bunny Lover, a movie about I think a sex worker. I've seen Rachel Sennow's name attached to it. There's Exit 8, interpretation of a Japanese horror video game. Looks very good. There's Chow, which is like an animated anime movie.
Yeah, it looks really cute.
There's Faces of Death starring Barbie Ferreira.
And is it Montgomery Darcy?
I think so, yeah.
He from Stranger Things guy.
And there's another movie by called Newborn that looks interesting. It has an actor that I really like, so I'm looking forward to it. And
Mermaid.
And Mermaid may potentially be released. I haven't seen any showtimes yet, but Mermaid starring Thaddeus from
Johnny
Johnny Pemberton.
Yeah.
Is potentially coming out. I think there might be, and there's also a movie in Sunray Cinema in Stinkovision.
Dead Lovers.
Dead Lovers that we'd really like to see.
Yeah,
so we'd like to catch
I'm
that.
really excited about the idea of viewing a Stinkovision movie. You know, the two that come to mind apart from Dead Lovers is obviously, is it Pink Flamingos that had a Stinkovision, and also the Rugrats movie. The
Rugrats Wild Thornberrys movie has Stinkovision. So those are the movies on the docket. We have a AMC Scream Unseen set for Monday. It may be any of the movies we've discussed here, so we'll see. We're gonna do our best to squeeze everything in, but and Hamlet starring Riz Ahmed is one I'd really like to see. And those are the movies that are coming out this next week. We'll see what we're gonna see, but I'd like to try to catch all of them across the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think the only one I might be accept missing out on are maybe Chow and Newborn.
Yeah, I agree.
But I'd like to try to squeeze all of them in if I can.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so that's our plans for next week. So tune in to, see our opinions of those movies. This has been Large Butter Popcorn. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment with any movies you think we should check out, any movies that we spoke about that you want to share your opinion on.
Any recommendations?
That's what I just said.
Oh, my bad.
And yeah, we will see you again next week.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching.